And welcome back to Fleet Sunday Streaming. Today we're picking up from where we left off in Airships Conquer the Skies. And as per normal, Fleet's going to attempt to, well, dominate the skies, as the case may be. Now, we've just come off a few major wars, and we have now fully entered the machine era. And I think we should probably, hang on, if it'll let me, we should probably look at our ships available. So, Lighter Than Air Bombkesh Mark 1. Now, that vessel, these are the older ships. Then we go to fleet ships. So, we have the Bombkesh Lighter Than Air Mark 1, which is these two ships, and then the Mark 2, which is a better version of the Mark 1, but is cheaper. We have the Gravitic Corvette Mark 1 and the Gravitic Corvette Mark 2. We have the Corvettes Lighter Than Air 1, 2, and 3. And the General Purpose Combat Vessel Lighter Than Air Mark 1. Now, unfortunately, the Lighter Than Air Mark 1 combat vessel is a very, very heavy craft, and so will be unlikely to be fielded by our forces for some time. But I think we need something more powerful than the Gravitic Corvette, but less powerful than the heavy combat vessel Lighter Than Air. So, let's start from the ground up, shall we? So, what do we want? Now, a Monster Bombard is massive. It's huge. It does 420 blast damage. So it's very powerful, but it's very heavy. Now, we have blast cannons. Now, these are explosive shell. But it is very inaccurate. I have rifles now, which is useful. We have the Imperial and the Kingslayer cannon, one of which is piercing, one of which is blast. We have the Grape Shot cannon, which fires well, as you would imagine. Grape Shot. We have things like aerial mines and aerial charges. Now, aerial charges are quite useful for our land-based installations, as they basically release floating suspendium charges that fly upwards above fortresses to prevent them being bombed from below. Now, there are some weapons in Steam Progress we can actually use. Stuff like the Raider Cannon, the Searchlight, etc. And HE Blast Cannons, although we do also actually have howitzers. But we also have mortars, which we can use as well. Now, we do also have a few things here. So we have heavy turrets available to us now. Now, these turrets do blast and splash and piercing damage. They are very good. However, we do have heavy siege cannon as well that they do have a maximum range, but they are very, very demonstrably effective when they hit things. Now, with the advent of rifling, we have things like the Chipper LMG. Now, I think we'll go with a vessel armed with probably 3 heavy turrets forward. Now, the aeronautics gives us access to Zeppelins, but as we discussed already, those are beyond the ability of the so we will have 3 suspendium chambers that will provide the lift. Along with at either end a vertical propeller. Now, in terms of resources we now need, what we now need is we need some ammunition for the guns. So, ammunition for the guns will be provided by ammunition stored directly beneath the guns. and linked between the guns by fire extinguishers, so that nothing will burn when it shouldn't do. 2 large coal stores will provide the means by which we can actually keep this whole thing supplied, and a steel supply door will provide the supply for the airship. The whole point of this ship is to be a long-range bombardment platform. It will contain some maintenance shops and some supply closets. Although the main reason for having these down here is to basically allow for the addition of extra ammunition, which can then be ferried up to the guns once their primary ammunition stocks are exhausted. Now then, you might be wondering, so, okay, those guns are good in the frontal arc, but what if somebody gets, well, above the ship? What then? Well, I'm actually quite glad you asked that. So, in this particular case, this is where the anti-aircraft battery will come in handy. And how much command does it cost? So you have a deck house for visibility, and then a captain's room just behind it. And oh, here comes Dr. Clark with a raiding party. Oh, good lord, just as I'm designing a brand new airship for the Armada. Welcome, 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 welcome one and all to the aerial shipyards, where I am designing the mid-range vessel for the Armada. So, I think, yep, so what we need is oh, good lord, above. Paul Amos is subscribing. It's here. Well, thank you for 6 months, Paul. Lovely to have you. And then we have the machine guns either side, like that. Actually, if I have the machine guns there, and then I have a kind of a deck gun. Actually, I don't. I could go with a pair of deck. Oh no, because that would interfere with the. So I can't have those. What I could do though is I can't have a corner cannon either. But yes, welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome. But yes, so anti-aircraft, flat guns, and then machine guns provide over-the-head protection. While below the ship, a pair of corner cannons cover the ventral angles. Below the ship. Like so. With some ammunition storage there and some extra crew if we need them. Jolly good. And I will put some fire extinguishers. Where is it? Where's the deck? There we go. There's the deck edge just because it looks nice. There we go. And a deck of midships because there we go. Perfect. Lovely. Then the next thing we need is... Which does look a bit weird. So... Steel armor does weigh a bit, but it is fairly good. That brings us down a bit, but that's fine. And then we're going to armor, we're going to Harvey steel the primary suspendium chambers, which I think I just have done. Yes, I have done that. Fantastic. Because if they fall out of the sky, I've only got the propellers to keep us going, and that would be bad. And we're also going to armor the magazines as well, because those are important. But everything else is mostly okay. That gives us 200 meters, which is actually not bad for a ship of this size. Then I think that is mostly everything. Can it move? No, that's what we're missing. We can't move. Okay, so now we need propulsion. So we are in the era of the engine. So I think we actually enter the era of the jet propulsive machine. Which we can actually do. Coal-fired turbine. So given the stealth capability, so the ones have been corvettes, so this will be the frigate gravitic Mark 1. And there we go, 3,000, which is a little bit more expensive than some of our other vessels, but not so expensive. So, land ships, land ships, land ships. Let's have a look. So, fleet ships. So, we've got the siege guns. These siege guns are something that we have fielded, but not too heavily. Now we have the mobile siege platforms, which, while they are effective, they do have some limitations. And I do want to work on a better system for them. So, these are the mobile siege platforms Mark 1. They are effective. They do work. The big mortars are very effective weapons, but they do take some time to arrive, and they require other vessels to help them. So, with that in mind, let's look at what we can provide. So, I think if we restructure the strip around it, these should be very easily able to handle a pair of Demolisher siege cannons. We can armor them nice and heavily in Harvey armor to keep them safe while they close in and deliver their very heavy shells. Now, if I remember correctly, the landship fleet is... Where did the landship fleet go? It's here somewhere. Oh, yes, it's on its way back to Sour for repairs, sadly, because it did get quite battered. Send it to the Fleet of Oceans to get repaired. Oh, okay, the game is having a bit of a moment. Ah, there we go. Mortars. So we now have mortars. So you receive Zanghor. Okay, hold on. So, okay, so Hounding wants a trade treaty. I will not demonstrate submission. Okay, I receive Zanghor, which is kind of helpful. Problem is Zanghor's isolated. The mad scientist is in the way and she needs to die. I cede Sour. We're at war. So, are we at war? No, we're not at war. I thought we were at war. No. No, I won't do that, thank you. But I have seized various other parts of the Empire, which is good. I got Portside Cavern. That is very nice indeed. It does give more income, but it does give us unrest, which is not ideal. Our research is absolutely on its way to the moon. Just absolutely on its way to the moon. And I mean... There's so much that... Okay, we've actually finished our research. Okay. So the next thing to do is to go through the next set of research. So, aerial core. We will have safe ammo storage. Redcon level 3. Hang on. So, safe ammo storage, then Redcon, then air defense, then mechanical engineering, then police stations, gyroscopes, heavy cannon, shell ammunition, heavy machinery, biometrics, scientific suspendium mining, state-funded mad science. Sure. Why not? Why not? What's the worst that could happen? Okay. So, Fleet of Oceans is now our homeland, but I'm going to send one of our fleets to the east for a moment. Let's have the Gallows, have a public house. Grand Library? Yeah, we'll have that. I think all of my cities have an art gallery now. They do. Lovely. Which is good. Most of our towns have iron mines. Well, that's good. A diplomatic mission. Nothing wrong with a good diplomatic mission. And we do also have our territories in the south as well. which we need to keep an eye on. But that's not too difficult. Should be fairly easy for us to keep a hold on that. No problem at all. Oh, train station stocks. We need those to keep these citizens in line. Because, well, this is the era of people rebelling, shall we say. So we need to repair all the ships in the squadron. All the land ships. But I'm going to detach the siege gun and send the... Yeah. I'm going to send the siege gun to actually guard our city of Sloth in the south. Which I do actually reminds me I do need to completely replace the defenses of it. So, as per usual, what we will do is we will... So, we will use our standard bunkers, as we do. They are effective, they are cost-effective, and I think 3 of them can deal with basically anything that is extant in the game as an attacking fleet. And the remaining 1 could stay just to keep the place guarded while the other 2 refit. There we go. And basically what I want to do is I want to refit Monomatic into a Mobile Siege Platform Mark II. Because they are absolutely... We'll have 1 Mark 1 and 1 Mark 2. But I could probably also do with a... come on, there are 9 of you. Come on, folks. Don't be shy. Let's have some design details. Let's have some suggestions. I'm all for suggestions. Suggestions are good. Suggestions make the world go round. We think. We're 99% sure suggestions make the world go round. Fairly certain. There we go. Okay, Redcon 3. What does that get me? Yeah, sure. I'll have a trade treaty and a research treaty that comes at no cost to me. Right, so there we go. Build me a gravitic corvette. HMS Centipede. There we go. No thank you. No submission. Yeah, I basically need to be reworking my defenses as and when I can. Every city needs at least 1 of these light bunkers. The smaller towns can make do with the older bunkers. Because despite their age, they are still relatively effective. What I will do, though, is I will replace their muskets with rifles. It costs very little for me to do. But it will dramatically increase the effectiveness of the fortress. So this is the standard bunker light Mark 1.5. Standard bunker light refit. There we go. The older ones with the older bunkers can retain their older bunkers, but the... still don't have enough for a standard bunker light, which is a shame, but hey-ho. Never mind, like I say, is what it is. Right, so I think we've got some new, more effective things, so... Give me the mobile siege platform. Okay, so the Redcon... Oh, we have the siege cannons. Nice, that is good. That is very good. Ooh, ho, 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 ho. The super guns. Oh, yes. Look at that. That is beautiful. Right, let me completely rearrange this entire vehicle to make room for it. Because, oh, good lord, look at that. That is gorgeous. That is beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. That is beautiful. Yeah, it's too heavy for the wheels, though. We can add a third set of wheels. No, the gun's still too heavy. Okay, so the wheels aren't going to be able to carry it, but we can alter... Right, okay. And I'm going to actually put some water stations in there. And some extra crew. Just to keep this thing actually going. Look at the size of it. And of course it should have Harvey armor to it. Oh, it does have Harvey armor. Look at the size of it though. That's the Mobile Siege Platform Mark III, that is. That's beautiful. It's a massive step up. More wheels for something that big, yeah. Well, I put tracks on, Paul. I've put tracks on and she's just about able to move. Now, though, I do think I can actually make a better prototypical land ship. So, we have the light field gun platforms. So, I'm going to take this basic design and we're going to see if we can't improve it. I think we can give it a... Okay, so it needs a slightly bigger... It needs a slightly bigger... Where are we? There we go. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. This is the Light Walker Mark 1. Carrying one big gun. There we go. So you are the... So you're the Famine. You're the Squalid. And then we're waiting for... Oh, we need to upgrade our facilities over here, because I thought I'd given everything in my empire all the things it hasn't, but nope. Some things have been missed. Not to worry, though. We will make sure that every city has everything it needs. It drives the engine of the economy forward, after all. That is awful. No, it's beautiful, Paul. It's beautiful. It's a chicken walker, and it's coming for your soul. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's just a giant gun with a flat cannon on top. It's glorious. It's a glorious piece. There we go. Marvellous. Right. Okie dokie. So, I think everything else is as it should be. Yes, it seems to be. Yep. Okay, so you need to get the older... There we go. Yeah, you've got the correct things. Do you? You do. Jolly good. Ah, good. Right, so the primary goal here is to go and smack that mad scientist in the face. We need the Mobile Siege Platform Mark III to do it, though, really. Okay. There we go, last defenses. Right, so... Scrap that. So... Design a building. So what we're going to do is we're going to open the standard bunker light Mark II. So the standard bunker light refit up. And this will be our template for what I'm going to call the heavy fortress. So what state makes a heavy fortress stand out from other Imperial defenses is the sheer amount of bang it actually possesses. So, for example, basically, the fortress is a missile battery. Its job is to launch large salvos of missiles against hostile targets. That is its purpose. Although it does retain a heat ray for defense against incoming land ships. But no, its primary job is to use its black gun and missiles to defend itself against incoming MacGuffins. That is what it's here for. So this is the missile bunker. We could make a comment about taste. Oh, come on. Just let me like what I want to like, Pearl. So this is the missile bunker. Jolly good. No coal. Oh, it needs... Oh, of course, because the heat ray. Well, let me just put some coal in there. Should probably also have some... where are we? So there we go. So we have a small coal store. And another small coal store. And that keeps everything powered up. Which is what we want. There we go. Save ship. Missile bunker. Right. There we go. And the reason I'm building a missile bunker here is for one main reason. This is basically our most important southern bastion. It's a solo outpost far away from any of our core territory. And we really don't want it to fall. Okay, so they have a fleet of land ships, but they're no match for me. So, war, if you give me this city. There we go. We will now invade. And there is very little they can do to actually stop us. They don't have an air fleet. This will be over fairly quickly. They actually just surrendered. Which I'm not very surprised at. Gentle takeover. Ugh, the mad scientist. I don't have any of my modern bunkers here, sadly. So no, I'm going to preserve my bunkers and let them loot the city. It's annoying, but it is what it is. There we go. Put some customs officers up on the coastline. Oh, large port, portside tavern. There we go. Crikey, I really am missing some things here. Good lord. Right, okay, so how are we doing? There we go. Build the Mobile Siege Platform Mark III, and we'll call this the Mutilator. What a name. What a name that is. And that's the Radula. And of course, at most of my most important major cities, I'm going to build missile bunkers as well. So, again, we'll have a missile bunker here in the Fleet of Oceans. We'll also make sure Sekrul gets one as well. Especially because these missile bunkers will actually make up for the somewhat older nature of the bunkers they have. without me having to refit those older bunkers into more modern bunkers. There we go. Right, how long have we got? So those gentlemen are there. Okay, they are actually they are doing fairly well in their conquests. Send a spy in. I want to see what's going on. Also, build me a spy agency. I want to know what's going on. No, we do not demonstrate submission. We don't demonstrate submission. We don't do it. Okay. So what did we actually get? In terms of guns, what did we get? Whoa, look at that. That's a big gun. That's beautiful. Nice big gun there. Central force of heavy bombard and heavy cannon, which is good. And then we've got airship guns, single guns, dual guns, rapid fire guns, naval guns, angled turrets, hanging guns, small torpedoes. Beautiful. I'd love to see it. It's all good stuff. Now then, what about weapons? So what? Ooh, big. Oh my god, I have it. Oh my lord. Okay. Whoa. Alrighty then. Okie dokie. Ooh, this looks fun. Right, okay, so once Mutilator is completed along with her sisters, which is fine. There we go. We'll also build a gravetic frigate, the Fenestrator. And I'll also work on a Mark II version of that design that trades the smaller guns for much larger weapons. A pair of much heavier guns. Okay, so the fleet is ready. Let's go and kill the mad scientist. Okay, so those gents at the back, along with the mortars and the bombards nearest the front. And then behind the bombards, we'll have the stilt walkers. And then between the other vessels and everything else, we will have the other guns. Right, gents? Aim well, lads. Go forwards, landship. Oh, he can't actually shoot. Oh, what killed that? Bloody aerial squids. Get them, boys. Leave the big gun alone so it can do its work. Come on, goddammit. Load and fire the big gun. There we go. Take that. Ha-ha! Giant Tesla coil MacGuffin. Well, we blew up that. Unfortunately, Mutilator is having problems. Right, flip and keep giving fire. We did it. Excellent. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Right, everyone back to the Fleet of Oceans because we are now damaged. Right, so first things first, repair all the ships that need repairing. And for Monomatic, while she technically does work, the wheels don't give her enough clout to actually climb anything. Two sets of 2 scout legs, however, might just give her the grunt she needs to move. Yep. Because they have nice stocky legs. Right, okay. Oh, mechanical tentacles and spider legs. Very nice. Right, okay, so... Wait, hang on. Could I actually? I can. We'll start building the golem immediately. Even though it might cost the treasury an arm and a leg, I'm sure they won't mind. And we'll build another light walker because why not? And they're getting worse. They're not getting worse! Right, so let's have a look. So the light walker Mark 1, it's fine. We could probably do with... So the light walker is fine. Light missile walker as well. Let's have a light walker. So this is the light missile walker. It's like a light walker, but it carries missiles. The Exetus. There we go. No, thank you. No, thank you. Yes, please. Thank you. Someone keeps trying to sabotage me. I don't know who it is. I didn't even do that. Why didn't I do that? Right, okay. So there's gargoyles there, and then these people keep doing things. Managed to lock down Ungarden. Right, okay, so chain gangs, which we need, and a garrison, which we need, and stocks, which we need, portside tavern, port, market, customs office, and a grain farm. There we go. Oh, and a train station. Got to link it into the railway network. There we go. And another one. Why not? The immoderate. Right, okay, let's have a look. Steel research. Nice. We stealed the thing behind autarky. So next thing we need to do is do it again. So same thing. So elite infantry, difference engine, cartography, combustibles, reinforced hulls, surveillance state. There we go. So state-funded mad science. There we go. Then you, then you, then you. Then you, then you. We already have enough spy defense. Aerial explosives, scientific method, autarky. Yep, absolutely. Trade duties are something that you can't rely on in the late game. Advanced chemistry, rocketry, turret bearings, built-up construction, heavy articulated machinery, controlled lightning, heavy flak cannons, advanced belt loaders, rotary loaders, deep suspendium mining, experimental research, and we'll leave on life and everything else for difference. Right, okay. So, with that in mind, yeah, before I start basically a war that will result, in essence, in basically me being at war with most of the planet until the end of the game. Well, I should probably finish the war I'm in, actually, now that I think about it. Before I do anything else. Problem is I can't land ashore. Who am I at war with and who am I not? So I'm at war with them. Oh, they are a much bigger empire than I thought they were. But they are mostly spread out across the world. They're not really... Go, move out. And I will also then... There we go. So we've got an enemy fleet incoming. Will they turn around once my fleet gets in the way to stop them, or will they not? They will, in fact, turn around. Interesting, that. Ah, marvellous. Okay, so... Oh, they keep sabotaging the golem. Would you stop that? Right, okay, we need to build more gravitic frigates. We need at least 2. We need a sizable force. What is it, Viviton? Oh, it's one of the few places that doesn't have a standard light bunker in it. Okay, so we need to gather our fleet there as best we can. I mean, they may still come on even with my... Oh, they are. They are still coming on. We may have to... Yeah, they are going to... It's going to fall to the fleet to defend it. Not too bothered. We should be okay. We have the forces to do it. Unless this fleet is stupidly large. It may be, it may not be. I don't know. Okay, here comes the enemy fleet. Oh. That's it? That was their big surprise? A single ship? This is their big armada? This was the ship that was supposed to bring them victory? Are they serious? Yeah, that's what I thought. They chose to come on with that against Steam and Steel? I mean, what? That was your big win? That was your plan? Let me check the defenses. So, okay, you are a big city, so you absolutely need at least a missile bunker in addition to your current status. Slough has a large siege gun. In addition to its other defenses, so I'm fine with that. There we go. And it is an area where we can actually have a defense force down there. In fact, I can probably build up a fairly sizable force down here of missile walkers and normal other and normal light walkers. And that can probably run roughshod over pretty much anything down here, I think. There we go. We have now finished the ships, which is good. How are the defenses across the Empire? That's fine. Yours, you should be. Unguarded needs a massive rebuild into at least a basic light bunker Mark II. Uthadrill has an old light bunker. That needs a rebuild into a light bunker Mark II. Although it is at the core of my empire, so I wouldn't expect it to be hit so early. I'm not confident the enemies can actually deal with me. I think we're ready. Okay, they're planning an intercept. Snip stomp forwards, my little walkery boy. Look at him go! Look at him! Look at him, it's like an elephant. That is a sizably large fortress, but... there he goes, like a centipede. Look at him. Look at him go! Look at him go! Oh, here come God's slowest mortar shells. 8-legged Goliath beetle. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, it is a Goliath beetle. Nope, still not within range. Just crawling slowly towards you. Has the big gun fired yet? Not yet. Oh, did they surrender? I think, okay, they surrendered. Ah, they're going in to try and take Sour. Well, that's not going to work. A single ship against even one of my older forts is not going to work. The cannon might be older, but they're still relatively effective against an old skyship like that. It's not a modern skyship, but it's not armoured in anything other than wood. I mean, I've heard about laying your ship alongside the enemy, but I think they're getting a little bit silly now. And even if we lose this fortress, we have another one. Right, there we go. Come on. Keep shooting, lads. I'm not going to surrender because I want to force them to destroy the port. So they've got nothing to defend with once I actually bring my landship fleet in to... Oh, they're going to try and hold it. Yeah, they are. It's brave of you, but very, very stupid. Yeah, that was very silly of you, wasn't it? Yeah, this really is not... Yeah, this... I have guided missiles. What did you think was going to happen? Like, what did they think was going to happen? Oh my god. That was brutal. On to the next conquest. Is HMS Goliath ready? Yep. Sorry, Fleet of Ocean's Goliath is ready. But we have the fight against Tepid Falls first. Oh, they surrendered. Well, that was nice of them. And the next thing to do is to wait. We have to wait for some supplies to re-emerge. But once we have... okay, so first things first. Who are we at war with? A good chunk of the world. Not as much of it as I would think, though. Well, the first thing we can do is we can take some jumping off points. There's a nice city up there that is a very, very nice jumping off point for future endeavours. And also cuts off the nation to the north of me from doing anything silly. Right. Ah, they're trying to use rockets against us. Well, we can't have that. And we've got our aerial frigates. Very accurate aerial frigates as well. There we go. Gentle takeover. Marvellous that was. And we have enough to get to Rodino. And lock down this area of the map. Marvellous. They will defend to the last man. It is their last city after all. Right, time for Monomatic to do what she does best and close down the range. Off you go, my 8-legged Goliath beetle. Yeah, the guided missiles just do not mess around. Oh, she can't climb. Full steam ahead. Come on. Okay, let's go back and get a run up at it. Full steam ahead! Yes! Oh, no. No, we can't. We can't. We actually cannot. It will not. It will not let me. But it sounds like things are exploding. Yeah, they are. They are. go. Well done, boys. Well done. Well done, lads. Well done. Well done. Well done. Oh, and now we can have big shipyards. Or more accurately, just shipyards generally. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay. Cults. 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 We don't like cults. We're not fond of cults. Cults are not our friends. And, yep, we have unrest everywhere. So now I have to invest in things like the police station. And make sure I have garrisons everywhere. If I didn't have them before, I need to have them now. And make sure we absolutely have all of the stuff that gives us money. Yeah, we need police stations in all of our major cities. I had held off on them because I didn't need them. I do need them now. We need to bring this whole unrest thing back under control. And ensure that everything flows as it should do. We have to make sure that we have this all under control. And because if you look, our income went from 300 to 100 as a result of the unrest of the age of the cults. Luckily, by building police stations, we have managed to mostly bring it under control. Not perfectly, but it is mostly under control. Mostly. Truce, and I receive tribute. Okay. I'll accept that. I mean, I've already won the part of the war I wanted to win. So... No cult sites in my land, are there? Not that I could see, no. Yeah, we'll have a trade and research treaty. Absolutely. Right, okay. So we need to hold this city down by force. So we need gallows, a portside tavern. I'd also like to have a police station and steel mills and everything else. But like I say, for now my goal is bringing this whole unrest under control as best I can. Because without it, we can't really keep the Empire profitable. Some of the smaller empires without the mass that I have are really going to be struggling. Luckily, though, I have managing to keep everything mostly under control. And mostly, we are still profitable. Mostly. It is a bit rough, though. Especially the new annexations in the West are proving a lot more difficult to bring into the Empire in the age of in this age of cult activity. This nation, Netkar, they've built themselves an empire that's based on owning little port cities across the entire map. And one tiny little city over there. I wonder. So we got a police station, that's fine. Is there anything that we don't... So, police station there. Any of my major cities not have police stations? Nope. Yep, they all have... Oh, no, you don't. You need a police station. Need a garrison as well. There we go. And a public house, because that will help. And gallows, because that'll help bring everything under control. No defensive packs, I'm okay. Yeah, if my landships are going to be useful, they've got to be moved down south. That reminds me, though. Well, these siege guns are useful. They're not really useful in some senses. Okay, there we go. So that's fine. Last rights. So we're going to move all of the land ships to the southern continent. Since I don't think we're going to end up fighting Kalfham anytime soon. We're good partners. And I don't think there's going to be a fight breaking out with them at any point in the near future. But with everything mostly calm now, as it seems to be, we can go about implementing actual industrialization in the Empire. Squeezing more wealth out of local areas with the construction of mines where none existed before. I'm building factories and steel mills to churn out the new Harvey and Krupp steel in mass, rather than just in little dribs and drabs to armor our ships. I also need to take a look at the design availability and options. There we go. And then we need a train station, because that will help bring the this western part of the well, this now western part of the Empire into the Empire proper. And this is in an age of unrest, so if my Empire can handle this age of unrest, then it can flourish in an age of actual peace. Although, I don't know whether or not I'm going to stomach the nation. I need the nation to my north for now to exist. Because by existing, they basically help me exist. Oh, a pirate king, eh? He thinks he's all that, does he? Yeah, well, I'm not going to stand for that nonsense. No, I am not. Right, so the first thing I need to do is create a new type of vessel. Very quickly. So, the frigate Gravetic is a nice ship, but I could also see it being turned to other uses. In particular, the flat-fronted area where the deck is can be used to carry and launch aircraft. In particular, hussars. And these hussars can be used... It's a little bit too advanced. I don't know whether to do... Yeah, so what we'll do is we will actually switch the ship around a little bit. The ship will basically have defense from below, but will carry 2 sets of Gatling skyboats and... 4 Gatling skyboats and 6 hussars. It is the first light carrier. You need something to be all-terrain. Yeah, Paul, probably do. bigger legs or bigger tracks, probably. But, so this will be the escort. Actually, no, it's not really a carrier. It doesn't carry aircraft. It carries small airships. I'll call it the mothership Gravitic Mark 1. There we go. Actually, I'm not going to build that there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to convert the only one of the remaining Mark 1s into a mothership Gravitic. It'll take much less time, and it might be done before the Pirate King actually gets here. We're also going to build another mothership Gravitic, Mischance, in the Fleet of Oceans proper. Yep, she's going to be ready before the pirates get here. Right, let's intercept them. It's important to catch the pirates before they get to their target, because otherwise they'll be looting while you're fighting them. And we'll put the frigates and the other ships to guard the carrier. Golem has a really long command time. I need to work on that. Whoa! Good lord, we cooked off something there. Whoa! They must be using pressurized suspendium. Hey, this aircraft carrier concept is working really well. Release the bombs. Right, send Golem up. She needs another command deck, though. She's not good enough at command without another command deck. Yeah, there is something off about that ship down there. They are really flammable when they get penetrated. Release the bombs! I'm not going to lie, apart from her low command speed, Goliath is proving to be a fairly effective ship. Sorry, not Goliath, Golem, I mean. Especially with the large bomb bays. Oof! I don't think we suffered a single loss there, or even any of our ships damaged. No, I don't think we did, actually. Neat. Okay. Well, that's good. We didn't kill the Pirate King, but we definitely bashed his head in one. Right, so next thing I want to actually check is so we got the Pirate King. Obviously, we want to build large shipyards at all of our major cities to increase the rate at which we build ships, especially as the size of the ships we build, as you can see, is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So having larger shipyards is something useful. Now then. So, we have research treaties. This is nice. Wow, okay, so we finished all of our research. Okay. So then, what's next? So we want aerial strategy, heavier than air flight, anti-air tactics, architectural engineering, high explosive charges, safety first, natural science, the mystery of flight, compact torpedoes, integrated electronics, heavy turret rings, flak turrets. These are all good stuff. Right, okay, so the first thing we need to have a look at is the south, and in particular the missile walkers. I've noticed that while they are effective in combat, the missiles run out of ammunition aggressively quickly. So it might be worth looking for something else to... Whoa. Coastal defense cannon. Nice. Large corner cannon. That's nice. Ooh, heavy rocket pod. Interesting, interesting. Artium light auto cannon. Oh, you can mount that on top of a tank. That'd be nice. Any new Redcon weapons? Hydro assault artillery. I could actually fit a Hydro assault artillery for rapid fire usage. It'd probably be better actually. Or I could fit a heat ray and use it as a laser. As funny as that would be, probably not. Let's have a look outside. What else? What new weapons do we have in just normal weapons? Let's have a look. Okay, so we've got an auto cannon, which we could actually fit. That would actually work quite well. Piercing damage. Big Bertha. I nicked it off the Germans. I do want blast damage though. Gatling gun, harpoon gun, Karl Garat mortar, not really. Metal storm turret, nose turret. Could do. Chain gun, walled deck Gatling gun. Could work, and then below that you have something else. Blast cannon. Field gun. Ooh, hello. That could work. Yeah, call that a general purpose landship. Yeah. Heavy mortar cannon. Launch is used to fire heavy and explosive shells. Heavy bombard. Piercing. Heavy cannon fires explosive rounds. Gatling turrets. Stutterer gun. Large bomb bay. Angled turret. Heavy sponson raider cannon. Nordenfelt gun. Aerial charges, which, you know, are handy for defending the ship from above. That's pretty good. Gives us 3 weapons. Actually, no, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it for now. I'm going to leave it. Recoilless gun? I don't think I have those yet. I can get them, but I don't think I have them yet. I've not encountered anything that I've needed to adapt to yet. I've no doubt there will be something that will cause me to adapt my strategy. I've no doubt at all. There's always something that you run into a nation in the game that has a different fighting style, and suddenly you have to rapidly adapt as your fleets fail to just do anything to them. Ooh, experimental lab. Okay, so that's that. Then he can go over there and defend Opad. Right. Diplomacy. I'm going to send an insult. Netcar. Oh, I'll have to fight Caltham, and my troops are in the south. They only have an air fleet, though, so as long as I can catch their air fleet and engage in open battle, I can win that war quite easily. I would have to defend Opad, and actually I probably should look into building defenses that will enable it to be defended. Now that I think about it. Yep, factories there. And give me a bit more money and I can put some factories there as well. There we go. Right. Actually, you know what? I am going to go for it. Even if it does break one of my longest standing non-aggression pacts, I'm still going to do it. Oh, they just surrendered. I'm not surprised. Oh, now that's over and done with. I can then return that fleet to Slough for now. I want to try and bring their main force to battle. If I can. Okay, how are we doing? Okay, we're at war with a good chunk of the eastern continent, but that's not really a problem. Our forces are superior in pretty much every way. Let's return our land ships home and actually start the offensive in the north. And let's try and focus our ships on engaging their ships as best we can. See if we can bring their fleet to battle over Arctum and destroy it. If we can do that, we're already halfway to winning the war. So there we go. Same thing. Put the carriers inside the defensive umbrella. And then have the blimp. Sorry, the airship. God, I'm falling victim to the own thing. So Golem will fly over the heads of those gentlemen and will fly towards her target, while Beelzebub will go up to cover the enemy. So Golem will stick to her job. Off she goes. There you go, Golem. Off you go. Firing her autocannon as she goes. Releasing her bombs. Blowing up everything in sight. While the big guns of the escorts for the carriers and the carriers' little gremlin airships do the work. She's not quick, but she is inexorable and inevitable. She's tough as well, though. Very tough. And the big guns going off. There we go. The rounds do find their mark eventually. And when they do, oh boy. Okay, bombs have been released. Won't be long now until that entire bunker is destroyed. With those big 800-kilogram bombs. Yep. I didn't even plan to win that, but I did. Netcar, I'm sorry, but I want to get into the other continent. Oh, actually, no. I'll send the siege gun to blow up that little fortress. It should be able to do it by itself, I think. So. Reload. go. Come on. Okay, yeah, that's not going to work. This whole siege... It's a powerful gun, but I already have guns that can do the job. That aren't... Like, it's a powerful, accurate gun. But... It's not... There we go. So let's move the aerial fleet over to Somerton. That should just leave us with the land ships, and it does. And now it's time to follow up the success and engage and invade Oversill. There we go. Same thing as we always do. Oh my god, the flak guns. Oh god, they have carriers. They have carriers. Go, my little monochromatic thing. Right, all ahead full. Go, go, go. Yes. Look at him. Like a little... Like a Goliath beetle, you said, wasn't it, Paul? Go, my little Goliath beetle. Yeah. Stimpity stomping. Hi, you're in my way. You're going to regret being in my... Hang on. Halt. Right, it's not in my way anymore. Full steam ahead. There we go. Go on, put your foot in. There we go. That's it. Walk it. Strut it. Strut it like you mean it. Come on. There you go. That's it, lad. Strut like you mean it. There we go. There he goes. Come on. The steps aren't too high. Should be okay. Come on. That's it. There you go, my lad. There you go. There you go. That's it. Go on. There you go, my lad. There you go. Go on. That's it. Put one foot in front of the other. There you go. There he goes. Look at that. He's stepping up. Come on. Okay. 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step, 5 step, 6 step, 7 step, more step. There we go. We're in range. Yes. Finally, for the first time, this thing actually gets to close the range down on targets. And keep moving forwards until they die. And armoring it in Kruppsteel has worked really well, because it's just... Whoa! Bloody hell! Whoa! That was insane. That was mad. That was mad, that was. Good lord. That was huge. Let's have a look at the current land ships we've got. So, the Mobile Siege Platform Mark III carries the massive gun. Does fairly well. We actually do have things that can be used to create a sort of land battleship, if you will. I mean, for example, if we were to, say, just to use a hypothetical example here, by using extra coal and extra crew, create a vessel that, through its size and power, would be perfectly capable of dealing with and dishing out basically anything it was to come across, armed with a pair of massive guns. Not as a siege weapon, But as an honest to God, well, how would I put this gently? As an honest to God, well, basically land battleship, for lack of a better term. Although, one thing I'm aware of when you design something like this is that you basically need overhang, and you need a decent amount of track overhang at either side, so that it can go up and down cliffs. This is no longer a mobile siege platform. This is the land ship Type 1. This is the heavy land ship Mark 1. Armed with two of those massive guns. A massive ship. We've got change gang, garrison, stocks to bring the tension under control. And believe me, Paul, I am on the lookout for recoilless guns. I am actively on the lookout for them. Yeah, if I can get... There we go. Sure, cool, we'll have a research treaty. There we go. Let me just... Yeah, let me just send a small force of land ships to go and take Aldenton quickly. It's only a small force, but it should be more than enough to seize the... Oh, they have aircraft! They have planes! They have planes! Use the flak guns! They have planes armed with rockets! I did not expect this! As long as we can knock out the support pillars, the entire thing will come toppling down. Yep, there it is. Now they have to return to rearm and our missiles can continue to do the work. And to be fair, our field guns are also proving very accurate. And we are shooting them down if they go over the flak guns. Okay, so that did not go nearly as well as I hoped it would. At all. Right. Okay, then. Let me separate out the larger land ships from this force of smaller ones. So I'm going to have the smaller land ships operate on their own. And the larger ones operate separately. Oh, it was damaged enough that we technically won. Well, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Now then. So we've got factories. We've got large shipyards. Heavier than air flight vehicles. Okay. I'm gonna pause it for a second. And take 5 minutes. I'll be back in just a tick. Don't go anywhere, folks. Thank you for being so patient, folks. You thought you saw them. Right, but you know what, Paul? I will go and... let's go have a look. Let's crack open the designer. And let's see if we can find these recoilless guns. Because you might have seen them. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Right, okay. So nailer, so autocannon, rocket launcher light machine gun, flat gun pulse cannon, super gun, basilisks. Whoa! That's massive. Flamethrowers, guns. Weapons. Aerial mine. Armored car, blunderbuss, recoilless, blunderbuss, cluster cannon, Gustav gun, heavy autocannon, Karlgrat mortar, monster bombard, harpoon, Savo cannon, rocket launcher, carronade, scattershot cannon, blast cannon. Oh, there is a recoilless rifle. A little bit anemic, though, compared to some of the things I'm currently fielding. Yeah, that is a little bit anemic. But yeah, it does exist. Good spot, Paul. But a little bit anemic for what I'm currently using. Howitzer. Ooh. Nice. Arch Bombay. Cannon. Turrets. Advanced turreted cannon. Very nice. Right. So you were right, Paul. They are there. Small. They're only small things, unfortunately, but... How much would it... The heavy landship is the most expensive landship we've built so far. I do plan to have a Mark 1 and Mark 2 variant. So the Mark 1 version will have these big guns in turrets. The Mark 2 version will carry... probably not that. It can carry a pair of heavy autocannon. They do piercing damage, which is a bit annoying, but hey-ho. Ooh. Actually, to have an autocannon... Yeah, we can have two little Davids. Yeah, look at that. That is lovely. I love that. Look at that. That's brilliant. And we'll call that the... Actually, no, we'll call this... This will be the Mobile Siege Platform Mark IV rather than an offshoot of the Heavy Land Ship. And then... Because this chassis is really quite diverse and useful. So, instead of having a bunch of... So a pair of heavy bombards. And then... what do they carry? Piercing damage, piercing damage. There we go. So we're gonna this is going to, so that carries 2 triplanes, which I don't mind, but that only does that. This is a slightly smaller aircraft runway, which I can probably carry Yeah, I could probably carry a pair of aircraft and then 4 hussars. 3 hussars like that. And this will be the mobile siege base Mark 1, because that carries both heavy guns to deal with the fortresses we might encounter, and it also carries aircraft as well. I really am cooking today. I'm coming up with all sorts of designs. I forgot to ask, how's your new job going? It's going fine, Paul. Thank you for asking. It's going really well, actually. We're doing okay. Okay, there we go. So an enemy spy has acquired Redcon 1. So I think the old Methuselah design has served its purpose, and I think it can now be refitted into a mobile siege base. I think it has served its purpose, and I'm not encountering as many enemy fleets as I would like. It's not so... Like, where are the enemies? Why aren't they coming to die? Probably because they don't want to die, I would suspect, but hey-ho. Okay, so we now need to... So we've got the gallows. We need a police station. We need a public house. We've got to bring resistance under control. Right. Okie dokie. So we've got the small land ships. Let's send the small land ships in to actually scout ahead, shall we? See what we're up against. Yeah, so they are entirely a faction that have dedicated themselves now to air power and rockets. Oh, good lord, they really are determined. Dedicated black guns, I think. There's some dedicated actual anti-aircraft land ships, because these, Still, we have destroyed one of the air bases. The other one's also going to be destroyed. They really are not liking this. It is ironic that my oldest trading partner is the one that's actually giving me a fight, rather than any of the other nations I'm going to end up fighting. There we go, arc those shells in. Looks like we are going to succeed. It's going to depend on how many of the aircraft have survived the first wave. Yeah, this really is not... Come on, boys, keep it in them. Okay, we did win, but that was not very good for the small ships that went in to actually do the job. That really did not do them much good. Sadly. Oh, really? The Pirate King wants to try this again. Something, something. How many times must I teach you this lesson, old man? Okay, so now who am I at war with? So the west continent is peaceful, but basically the entire right side of the map is at war with me. Fair enough. We will have to cross that bridge when we come to it, but cross it we absolutely shall. I'm just waiting for the Pirate King to get close, and then I will hit him. Oh, my fleet's actually over Unsea, which is fine. There we go. I think they're just going to surrender, I would expect. Yep. There we go. Right, okay, we're going to intercept him before he gets to us. Again, same thing. We've danced this dance before. We have 2 carriers now where we only had 1. I don't think I should do. I'm not sure. Did we even have the carriers in the last one? And also, you know, the bombs are just... Yeah, this is why Golem is useful, because those bombs just absolutely destroy the Suspendium ships. Just absolutely annihilate them. Because these pirate ships are designed to board, when they go under Golem's bomb bays, they just die, so... Yeah. I mean, it really ends one way. Yeah, this really is not going to end any... This really is just... Yeah. Release the bombs. There we go. Bombs released. Ah, we're missing. Never mind. Never mind, we've got the ammunition. We've got the correct shells to make sure that we keep hitting. There we go. Oh yeah, we're absolutely just nailing them. Our gunnery's pretty good, actually. And we got the bombs coming in as well from above. To be fair, I could probably refit Golem to actually act as a kind of, especially now that we have aircraft, to act as a kind of very heavy aircraft carrier for the fleet. Given the size of her. And the fact that that entire flat top deck could be used to store aircraft. Yeah. Yes. We won. The second time the Pirate King has tried to raid us, and the second time he has been obliterated. Go. Right, so, Golem. If we move that supply hatch... down here, and add 2 more, then what we can do is, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to add, so we're going to move the guns down a bit. So we've got 2 sets of quarters, which are fine, but we also now need, no, not lift, we've got plenty of lift, so we need some more berths. We need more cockpits to provide more command to the ship. But the main thing is aircraft. So... oh, cool. Like I said, I'll move those there then, so... But yeah, so we can carry two airship killing fighters beneath the ship. So we got the anti-airship killing fighters. We got the tactical bombers if we want them. And the attackers. Ooh. So I think we'll carry 4 attack aircraft, a tactical bomber, and 2 sets of rocket fighters. And then we'll also carry some hussars because they've been very useful. And that gives us a very decent air wing. To be fair, she's not taken any damage from being on fire at all, so I think you can do with a single water station. There we go. So this is the general purpose heavy combat vessel lighter than Air Mark II. Because she is a heavy general purpose combat vessel. In order to do the design, however, it will require 5,000 funds more than she already costs to just exist. It's a very heavy job to do. And there are so many other demands on Imperial coffers. So many other demands on Imperial coffers. Unrest in the Fleet of Oceans, honestly. I need the unrest to not be here, please. I'm trying to fight a massive war. No. There will be no unrest. There will be no backing down. There we go. Bring that over here. I don't think we need to build those things. Well, there we go. Reputation is... Oh my god, now that unrest has gone down, my income has shot through the roof. Just massively. There we go. Send the small boys over there to go and deal with that. They are seriously determined to hold on to this territory. Their basic defenses are actually very effective platforms filled with aircraft. But I have so many things. Are those torpedoes? What are they? Are they torpedoes? Oh, they better not be torpedoes. Oh my god, they're automatic fighter aircraft. What the hell are they? Oh my god, they're brutal. I'm glad they attack now before those aircraft proliferated, I'll tell you that much. Good lord. Those little drones are you going to add more guns to your blimp? No. I didn't add more guns to the blimp. I added aircraft because it was always meant to be a bomber, a high altitude bomber with some basic self-defense, and it's proven quite good at that. But with the adaptation of aircraft and how effective they're proving, I'm also now turning it into an aircraft carrier. well, the first actual Zeppelin to carry fixed-wing aircraft in the fleet. We've had 2 motherships in the aerial fleet for a while. Speaking of, actually, we should probably move on with the offensive. I should probably also... Right, here we go. So, here we are. Oh, they surrendered. Whoa! Explosion at the base of the tower. Good lord. Right, well, I suppose we can... If they're going to surrender, we push on. Okay, so OPAD. We can't stop them taking it, but we can retake it. And we can also push on to Catwick. They can't surrender this one, because if they do, they basically lose everything. Oh my god, the fighters! Go, my little gremlin. There she goes. Go, my little steppy boy. Step, step, step. There he goes. Ooh, there goes the big gun firing off in the background, Mutilator. There we go. The land carrier is shelling the fortresses with its big explosive rounds. And Monomatic is closing in to use her big carronades. It is inevitable. They cannot stop what is coming. She's marching forwards and she will not be stopped. There we go. Oh, oh, oh. There we go. Put your feet under it. There you go. There we go. Steady on. Whoa! Put that fire out. Phew! The ammunition just about didn't cook off. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, Monomatics in action. Yeah, there we go. Now they're for it. Oh! That was a shell from Mutilator. She landed a direct hit right on that tower and just demolished it. Good God. These siege ships are absolutely brutal. Yeah, I never repaired OPAD's. Then again, that is only a single ship, so we should be able to hold, I think. If we win this, but with just these... my god, we actually are going to win. Oh, that's funny. That is very funny. Well, most of the north is now under my direct control, which is very nice. Hi there. So again, we store the carriers behind the screen. And then we go to work, although they probably will just surrender. Yeah, they did. As we thought they would. We got the only place that we don't own is Hidden Ridge. You will give me your city. There is no negotiation. The entire northern continent will belong to me. Oh, there's a landship force coming in. Well, we can't have that. They surrendered in the face of overwhelming firepower. As they should have done, to be fair. Okay, so we've got a force coming in to take Tetratomsk office. Which they probably plan to use because they can do that because they have an ability to do that. So, can we build up some forces quickly in Slough to stop them? And I do mean very sharpish. And can I design just a light land ship? Like, probably expand on this design, make it better. So these light tracks are pretty good, but I probably want more than a pair of them, and I probably want to bring every low part inboard. If we can. So we'll keep the deck level. We will actually keep... Oh, massive torpedo. Ooh. Torpedoes. Neat. Go. Let's keep LMGs. So 2 sets of LMGs, fore and aft. Which I'm fine with. And we can have torpedoes. Neat. Wait, we can have torpedo. Ooh. Torpedoes. Torpedo, 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 torpedo. Apparently I have the Mark 46 torpedo, wherever that is. Gatling turret. Stutterer gun. Heavy sponsored, light sponsored, Nordenfelt gun, pom-pom. Aerial charges, aerial torpedo, heavy aerial torpedo, small torpedo. Ooh, we could do that. Ooh, we could have VLS. Ooh, we could have VLS. Ooh, we could make a bit. Ooh. Ooh, careful. Fleet's just been given ideas. Yes, we could have a VLS ship. Yeah. That's what we could do. And then, yeah, we could do that. And then arm it with... small rocket launch. Yeah, that's what we could do. Yeah, I like that. I like that. That is a really neat idea. That is a really neat idea. And make sure it's got... Make sure it's got... We'll use steel laminate armor because it's slightly heavier than Harvey, but it's not stupidly so. And then we'll finish it off with a twin-barrel turret forward because that gives us something forward. So I'm going to call this the light land ship. Because That... Yes, I am basically creating what could be described as an Arleigh Burke, but shh. Don't tell anyone. The Nebuchadnezzar. I love that. It's great. Herbert West. Herbert West. I can't even. That's funny. How quickly could I build a standard bunker Mark II? Well, we shall see. And could I get some... Yeah, we're not building that. Oh, steel mill. We need those. Yep, factories, gallows, steel mill. Yep, there we go. I'm not surprised. The alliance structures are expanding. But that's not particularly surprising. If we can get winter, if we can at least get Winter and Lily of the Valley out, that'll at least give us enough stuff to at least attempt a basic defense of... Oh, Age of Unrest. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's really not good. That's really not what we wanted. Not while being at war as we are. That's really not ideal. That is really, 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 really not ideal. Okay, we need factories. We need... Nope. No truces. We need to keep everything locked in. We need to make sure we have grain farms. We need to make sure we have markets, iron mines, suspendium mines. Every city needs to be able to make sure it covers its own costs. I can't afford to have cities get looted. Just can't afford it. Yeah, this is gonna rock the Empire as it always... Oh my lord, those things are massive. Good gravy, those things are huge. Oh my lord. Those are proper land ships. Those are the first proper land ships I've seen in a long time. Well, we can at least make a go of it. Okay, apparently she actually survived somehow. Right, okay. So we need to ensure that everything is pulling its weight as best we can. Right. Repair the fleet. And we need to split it up. If we're going to be able to actually do too much, but we could try. Well, there's the thing. The what's it called? The thing I cannot pronounce. A word I cannot pronounce. As long as we get the supplies, I'm going to send out my... As long as I get enough supplies, I'm going to send out my primary fleet to try and intercept the pirates, but I don't think we're going to be able to. It's going to come down to a battle over Trion itself. Luckily, we have our big land ships in place, but we're not going to have any of the things we normally would to try and deal with it. We're lacking basically any of our usual tricks that we would normally have. Although we do have a lot of aircraft, which will probably help. It's time to mutilate. Oh, they've dropped in height. Oh, these things aren't armor. They've only got wood for armor. Methuselah's big howitzers will break right through that. Oh. Oh! Big hit from Mutilator there. Oh. Monomatic's also firing. Yeah, they retreated. I think they realized they were basically screwed. And they were basically screwed. Right. The core territories of the Empire are mostly okay. Not perfect, but they're mostly okay. The ages of unrest are always the most difficult to survive. Because your Empire's economy comes to a halt, basically. You barely keep your head above water as your nation basically flails about trying to keep everything going as best you can. You've basically, for the Age of Unrest, you've just got to ride out the storm. That's all you can really do. Is ride out the storm. You receive Stormness. You cede Netherhill. On the one hand, Stormness would be a gateway into the Eastern Continent, which I don't have. And would... Okay, that is actually... I will accept that. But I now need to move my land ships there with immediate effect. Stormness needs to be defended. Because it's surrounded by hostile powers and will be attacked. Luckily, though, we do actually have a great deal of forts here I can work with. While most of them aren't good for much, some of them are large enough and big enough that the refit cost may actually be possible to turn them into fortresses that we can use. In particular, those two forts there may be possible to turn them into actual fortresses of the designs that we use. Still, getting even one of the older standard bunkers is still better than the menagerie of rubbish that the forts had before. So I'm going to send 3 ships to Rodino. I'm going to send 3 ships to Ursaville. And then we're going to send 3 ships to Steckrell. How many have we got left? Yeah, and I'm going to send 3 ships to Somerton. Oh, that's fine. No. I received Pagora. Sure. I will take that. And I will take that as well. It gets us out of the war. Because to be blunt, We just cannot afford to be in the conflict that we're in. It's just not... It's just not possible or viable. Okay, so where do we get to? Aerodynamics. That's what we need next. Aerodynamics. Fortifications. Electrical science. Advanced torpedoes. And then we want faster cannon reloads. Ooh, yeah, faster cannon reloads. Armor piercing rounds. Advanced explosives. Bureaucracy. Electromagnetics. Heavy fuel oil. Very nice. But yeah, the problem is, of course, the fact that, well, we are in the middle of a rather horrible... Basically, like I say, the only thing you can do in an Age of Unrest like this is ride it out. Is hold on to the territory you possess as best you can. And try to cling to it. Although I can rebuild the Southern Force. And go on a little bit of a campaign in the south. As it shouldn't take too long to do. And we'll bring those certain places back into the fold. Well, let's actually see. Let's see what these do. Whoa! Okay, those new missiles are... Okay, look at that. Prepare to face the wrath of the VLS missiles. Okay, they're dead. Okay. I think they died. I think the light land ships might be a tiny bit OP. Just a tiny bit. Good lord. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's insane. That's insane. Right. So I'm going to detach Centipede and send her to watch over Tepid Falls. Because... Okay, with all these things now under our control, we can build some cheap things to actually bring some of these other areas into compliance with the rest of the Empire in terms of having... Well, you get the idea. You'll have to give me a second, folks. Something's just come up. I'll be back in a tick. Don't go anywhere. Right. Hello, everybody. So, I'm back. Paul Amos, remember, you don't have to you don't have to reload for the VLS. Ah, well, you see, I do have to reload for the VLS. It's reloadable VLS. It's like a magazine. That Wonder VLS. It's magic. Okay, so where are we? There we go. Give me stocks. And chain gangs. Yep, I will have a trade treaty and a research treaty, especially in these trying times when, yeah, especially in these trying times when we all need as much money as we can get, just to keep ourselves afloat. If I can have a standard bunker light there, I will do. Oh, there goes the... Oh, it's a mad scientist with flesh crackers. Okay, hang on. Pirate fleet's incoming. Where's he going? To Sekral. He is quite insane. Sekral is one of my major cities. It's defended by not only... It's defended by two of my most powerful fortifications, and my arguably most powerful fortification. That being the missile bunker. I mean, he's brave. I'll give him that. He's definitely brave. You could use some LS in your bunkers. VLS, no LS. Yeah, I mean, I have VLS. I mean, there. I mean, look, there they are. There they are, look. There they are. There's the missile silos, look. There they are. And those are guided missiles as well, like, so... They will absolutely... Like, I'm just trying to survive this age of unrest. That's all I'm trying to do at this point. While I'm waiting for him, let's have a look. So, Viscara has come in. That's fine. What gives me more income? So yeah, build a market, it's cheaper. Same thing here as well. Build a market, it's cheaper. Right, okay. Yep, we absolutely need trade and research treaties because everything's going to hell, and this gentleman is about to suffer. Really about to suffer. Please, stand still. The missile batteries will be with you momentarily. And if they miss you the first time, they'll just come back around. And I have lasers! Thing is, if the missiles miss the first time, they just come back around until they hit. Oh! You will die now. Oh, I love these missiles when they work. They're brilliant. And it's killing so many pirates in the explosion. Oh, and the laser as well. And we have flak. Go full rapid fire. Laser beam. Circle back. There we go. I think these pirate ships are going to be destroyed. destroy a ship. Alright, send the missiles after that. There we go, we've launched the last salvo of missiles we're able to launch. Here they go. Tracking looks good. Good explosion. Nice fire. Oh yeah, suspendium chamber destroyed. They're going down. They've already thoroughly looted it. Never mind. That is annoying. That loss of value in Sekrel is really, really annoying. Really, really... Oh. Customs and excisers. That is very nice. Right, we have to repair our defenses. Absolutely, we have to repair our defenses. Oh, we don't have gallows there? We need gallows there. And stocks. Yeah, we need stocks. Gotta make sure that everyone knows that they need to be good, otherwise they get thrown into the stocks. Gotta be good. You gotta be good. If you're not good, you get thrown in the stocks. There we go. So again, basic thing is we're just trying to get through the age without everything exploding. So our offensives will be very, very limited. To one degree or another. There we go. And then we'll get me a customs office, because that'll help. Yeah, customs and excise, that will help. We need to pay for them. If we can get customs officers everywhere, we can actually start bringing things back in, back under control. The problem is getting them built. Basically. That's the problem. Who am I still at war with? Just those gentlemen and those gentlemen. I suppose I could afford to take Sigun, just about. If I go to Sigun and I just pillage the city, that'll give me enough to keep my own empire going. It's brutal and it's a little bit macabre, but it will work. Right, forwards. Our aircraft are doing funny things. And good old monomatics going forward. Oh, 2 howitzer rounds are out. No hits. Good old mutilators getting ready to open up with her big gun. Aiming carefully. Before they open up. Round fired. Oh, and the tower's falling into the ground under its own weight. Oh my god. The HE shells must have demolished part of the tower's supports. So it just collapsed. There we go. There goes. Come on, Monomatic. Steady as you go. There we go. Rounds now doing their work. And just the steadily walking forwards form of Monomatic as she comes into range. There we go. 2 big shells fired. There we go. Right. Brutal takeover. There we go. And we've pillaged the city. There we go. We might have thoroughly looted the city, but it does at least mean that it's enabled us to keep our cities going. Despite the brutality of it all, it does mean that our cities are safe. Yeah, spies are active everywhere across the country. I have to basically hold and save what I can save, basically. Let me see. If I leave Golem up here, because Golem's a pretty competent force by herself, basically. And then I divert a fleet to Tepid Falls. I send you to Okra Point to resupply. And then we'll send Beelzebub to join up. No truce. We're winning the war. The only reason you're not winning is because you... So the only reason you're not dead is because of the Age of Unrest. Meaning I can't actually leverage my... my national economy. Even though I want to. Okay, so there we go. That is that. Actually, I'm getting hit by spies. I'm going to do so. I'm going to move over to a police state. Active stabilization. Proximity fuses. Suspendium projection. Hyperpressurized suspendium. Monded suspendium mineralogy. There we go. Okay. Excellent. Yes, we will absolutely have a trade and a research treaty. 200 income in a Age of Unrest. That is massive. That's huge. I just need them to be able to... I'm going to buy a supply ship because they need the extra range to travel where I want them to travel to. Then we've got customs and excise, because that will again help with keeping everything intact. And one down here as well. Oh, the Pirate King is trying to raid one of our cities again. Well, that's interesting of him. Once we've got the customs and excise and the aqueducts, we'll be able to really start... Like, we'll be able to reduce unrest so massively that it won't even matter that we're in an age of unrest. Like, at all. Although I wish the age of unrest would stop unresting because I can't deal with the unrest right now. Please stop. Hang on. Open design. Light field gun platform. I am going to see if I can create a dedicated anti-aircraft platform. It's basically solely dedicated to dealing with enemy aircraft. So probably not any of these. Weapons. No, none of these either. Anything new here? So we've got some turrets. Got coil guns. Electromagnets. Anti-aircraft gun. And that would cover that bracket, which is good. Lightning interceptor. Ooh, that is good. An oscillator. That is very neat. Tempted to. 75mm auto-loading gun. It's a 3-inch automatic. It's possible. Around a second. 12 rounds. It's possible. Let's have a look at normal weapons. So, blunderbuss. Big Bob! Big Bob! Okay, we've got to build something to put Big Bob on, okay? Yeah, we've got to build something upon which can carry Big Bob, okay? We've got to build something that can carry Big Bob, okay? It's got to be done. It's got to be done. We got to have something that can carry Big Bob. Big Bob. God. There we go. Here comes the Pirate King. And we're going to have 2 experimental platforms to meet him. So we've got to find something to put Big Bob on, alright? We just don't know what yet. I don't know what we're going to put Big Bob on, but by God, I am going to put Big Bob on something. I just don't know what yet. There we go. Unleash the PLS. That's gonna hurt. Reload. There we go, that's one of them destroyed. And they can't get close to me because I've got the Tesla coils. Oh, that crushed some of the people underfoot. Okay, well... Okay, he did succeed in looting my city, and I learned some things. So... The medium land ships with their missiles, they do work, but... They have their limitations, and they're not perfect. We will build aqueducts. We will construct things that will enable our citizens to have clean water. I will beat this age of unrest through sheer brute force. I will throw money at the problem until people stop being unrestful. Unrestful, that's not a word. That's not a word, Fleet. That's not a word. Ah, very nice. They brought some cheese. Cheese is nice. Go. Aqueduct. There we go. They're building up a massive fleet there. I want to see what's going on over there. What the hell? What on earth are those, and what are they armed with? That looks like a suspendium gun. What the heck? Excellent. We stole money. Money I can use to improve my own cities. Well, sure. If I receive submission and I get a trade treaty, I'm happy. Okay, these people also have massive things and then really, really weird land ships. Where are the airships? There were supposed to be airships here. Where are they? Oh, they're returning. Okay, that is a fairly sizable aerial fleet based around both guns and... Yeah, it's mostly based around fighters, it seems. So... Yeah, we definitely need something to crack that open. Question is, what? Ah. Well, that's annoying. Yeah, but luckily we can actually build up our forces. Continued Age of Unrest. Great. Yeah, like I said, basically the only way to get out of this at this point is basically to spend our way out of it. Make sure all of our major cities have everything they need to make money and to counter unrest. So aqueducts, police stations. Basically, yeah, we've got to make sure that our cities have enough stuff to basically fight the unrest. It's a pity, really. Golem was supposed to be getting a refit into the first full fleet carrier that we possess, but she's not going to get it now. Sadly. It's not her fault, but, well, it's just the way it is. What? The hell? Oh, hold on. Just a minute. The hell? The hell? That better not be what I think it is. If that is what I think it is, I'll be absolutely livid. It is! The bastards rebelled and took my landships with them. Oh, that is... Okay. So, they rebelled and took all 3 of my massively powerful landships with them. So, we need to go and take it back. There we go. Send out the aerial fleet. We're going to go and take that back. Most importantly, though, make sure that everything here has aqueducts. We need to make absolutely certain that all of our cities have them. If they don't have them already. Problem. Yeah, retaking Sigyn's going to be hard. They've got all 3 of my most powerful landships. But it's also going to be impossible for everyone else to take either. Maintaining those landships is going to cost them everything they have, so... there is that. So they're a force entirely dependent on gunnery. That's not too much of a problem. We have gunnery of our own, and we have our aircraft as well. Sure you don't get dragged down with him. Oh. There we go. Right, now we've got the next one. This is mostly a long-range gunnery duel between me and those other ships. And we're reliant mainly on the big guns of the frigates, Rampage and Unpleasant, to get through the heavy steel armor of those ships. Their armor is resisting very well, all of these ships, it has to be said. Being as heavily protected as they are. There we go. We really are starting to hurt them now. Carriers, could you go after that little thing in the rear? Leave the actual ships to the Rampage and the Unpleasant. They've got the guns, they'll deal with them. Oh. One of the enemies is closing. We don't like that. I'm not keen on having them close into close action. Focus fire on that forward ship. Bring it down. It's lost one of its rear suspendium tanks. There we go. Steady, boys. Steady. Good shooting, gents. Looks like that rear structure has exploded, and the hussars have just now reached it. And unfortunately, it's already dead. And now we've got the other one coming forwards, so let's make sure we kill that. Looks like heavily armoring the areas of the ship that matter, so the engines, the suspendium chambers, has worked out quite well. And means that the ships can stay in action for a lot longer than their peers can, who just have armor overall, with no difference in armoring between the different parts of the ships. Oh, okay, I see. They have those, they have Imperial cannon. Right then, I see. In that case, then. Yeah, those Imperial cannon are dangerous. Absolutely they are. Well, there goes one of the ships. And that's not fire, by the way. That's the jet turbine that moves the ships around. There we go. Bring it down. Still, this is the first actual proper fleet engagement we've had where the opponent hasn't immediately died and has actually made us fight for it. These ships have given a bloody good account of themselves in close action, I have to admit. Yeah, it did cost me a bit of damage to some of the frigates, though. So it was... What it does mean is that it means I can now bring in... I can bring in the ships. So I can bring in the land ships to take over. And it also means we've destroyed the forces that were stopping us. So let's check if you got. So you got police station. You got a portside tavern, customs exit. You've got everything you need. Anyone else missing anything? Okay, you could do with a suspending mine at a train station. You need a market, an iron mine, and a grain field. No truces. The war will continue. The fact you want a truce means that this age of unrest is affecting you far more than it's affecting me. Right. Yeah, absolutely. We will have a trade treaty. Absolutely. There we go. So let's go and see Supanak off them. And bring that into the Empire fairly sharpish. Well, it might take a few things to do, but we have the missiles to do it. go. And lots of continuous missile salvos. Okay, there we go. It's the forward structure pretty much dead. And the older structures to the rear are no match for the VLS land ships. There we go. Yeah, the problem is they can't deliver the big hits that you need to really absolutely kill dead these forts. But to be fair, if we run out of ammunition, we can just retire from the action to the town behind the lines and just come back again. Like, yeah, like, okay, we run out of ammunition, so, you know, back to Exeter we go. Take on some more munitions. And then once we've taken on some more munitions, go back the other way. It's just that easy. And do it all again. Oh, we just didn't... Oh, I have to go all the way... Right. Okay. Okay. So it's becoming apparent to me. Yeah, I will have a suspendium smeltery. Because despite its cost to run, they are actually, you know, fairly valuable things. Okay, so who am I now at war with? Same people I've always been at war with. It's not surprising. Logistics center and a large shipyard. Logistics center. Logistics center. Logistics center and a large shipyard. Oh, we need aqueducts up here as well. Nope. No truce. Right, in we go again. So chain gang is garrison. Stocks. There we go. We have ammunition now. Oh, they've rebuilt. Okay, so we are not going to be able to break that siege without additional support. Right, okay. Okay, so... we really are approaching the end game now. There we go. Marvelous. So garrison we don't have. We need stocks. To move the fleet back to Slough for repairs. Since we did take damage in that action. Oh, and aqueducts. There we go. Don't forget to have aqueducts. Everybody's got to have aqueducts. Everybody needs aqueducts. Gotta have the aqueducts. Aqueducts for all. Fresh water. Surprised we didn't have them before now, but hey-ho. It is what it is. The fact that in this era of unrest I'm actually managing to not only survive, but thrive, is honestly kind of impressive. There we go. Hopefully, okay, that they have accepted. That is fantastic. Marvelous. There we go. It's huge. Fish. Okay. Now the primary fleet can now return to Somerton. There we go. Right. I can't build more light land ships. What's the can I at least get a mobile siege base? No, not really. Heavy land ship would be the thing I could get. And then again though, given the short distances involved, it might actually be practical to build a series of that might actually be it. Just for this. Yeah, just for this siege, build a pair of 306mm siege guns. Could work, actually. Quite easily, in fact. So factories we've got, steel mills we've got. Right. I'm just keeping an eye on everything. Right. Okay, so Sigun has scrapped my land ships, which were the things that could have made them masters of that part of the continent, and have instead decided to adopt I'm at war with Voltvale? Apparently I am. Sure, we can have a truce. We don't really do... oh no, that gives us a truce with everybody, so no. No, no truce with everybody. The war goes on. So there we go. Move the force down. Tepid Falls has a large shipyard. It doesn't have a logistics center. It should have one. It doesn't have a steel mill. It should have one. So... Right. Okay, so we've got... Yeah, so gather together the small landship force we possess. Just for now. Okay, so their alliance structure does expand. Okay, so here comes the siege guns. And they're only going to be here to break Supernac wide open. See you in brew ships, Fu. See you in brew ships, Paul. Right, so last battle that we'll play this session will be the assault on Supernac. And hopefully, if we can manage it, the refit of Goliath. Sorry, not Goliath, sorry, Gollum. Ah, God, they're bringing in a fleet. It's not ideal. Yeah, we cannot fight that. It's just not possible. We need the Harbinger for that. Without her, we're not going to win. But if we can get her... we'll be alright. Yeah, there we go. Remove the siege guns, then the thing will actually move at a decent rate. We can turn it around and then come back the other way. There we go. And repair as many... okay. The alliance structures expand. Fair enough. But they dare not actually attack, it seems. Right. No, the Mark 1 is rubbish. The Mark 2 is mediocre. Mark 3 and the Mark 4 are where it's at. Although, that being said, hang on. I can afford to build that, and indeed I can. But, what if... giant flamethrower, big bomb, aerial torpedo, Tesla coil, walled deck, they got Vulcan turret. Not really. I don't want a super gun. Mobile missile platform. Mark 1. And we're going to name that. I'm going to have that be named have no name because it is an experimental platform. And we will actually build more light land ships after it because the whole point is we're going into a major action at Superak in a minute. Unfortunately, its outcome will probably decide, well, at least the cause of the war against these people in the south. They have massed their entire fleet to try and stop us. But question is, will it be enough? I don't know. So, the missile launcher has to be right at the back, and we'll guard that with the smaller ships. Then at the front we'll have the heavy land ship, and then the other missile ships will be behind. Okay, missiles have been launched. Oh my lord, that is gonna hurt them. My lord. Those massive coast defense guns do not fuck around. Plenty of heavy guns involved here. And bringing these heavy guns in was basically vital. But Harbinger is living up to my expectations. She's exactly what I hoped she would be. A massive, heavily armed anchor around which a land-based battle line can develop. Yeah, I'm telling my land ship to focus in on those things to the rear, the mobile missile platform and Harbinger, because they are wrecking my smaller ships, and I would prefer if they didn't do that. There we go. Those guns have a penchant for finding things that explode quite nicely. Yeah, these land ships that they're fielding are very, very tough indeed. It really is coming down to the missiles and the big guns of Harbinger to really finish this fight. Although her autocannons are doing pretty well as well. The little missile platform is actually really quite effective. Working to continually annihilate the defensive structures in the rear, while the smaller missiles work over the land ships in front. Okay, can't handle that. There we go. Looks like those big coast defense guns had more blast to them. I do wish they'd stop resisting. Ah, thank God they surrendered. Excellent. A technical victory it was, but a victory nonetheless. And with that, folks, that is the end for this week's Airships Conquer the Skies. We've done well. We've established footholds on the 2 other continents, of which there are. And despite this being an age of unrest, the Empire is not only doing well financially, but is in a position to continue to expand and weaken our rivals, as shattered as they are by the Age of Unrest and not really able to repair their losses. In the future, we will probably move forwards further still, carrying our wars across the western continent first most likely, and building up Stormness into a fortress of impenetrable repute in the east, so that when the time comes, we can land troops there, a massive amount of land ships, and sweep out in all directions until the entire world flies the flag of Fleet of Oceans. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you all next week.